Okay, one second. I'm gonna just forgive me for this. I just want to start recording because that whole first few minutes were not necessary. Okay. Hashem is Really, I've never seen it outside of this book. This Kohi himself, we spoke last time about how Rabbi Nachman builds Malchus de Kedusha, builds a culture of holiness through words. One, not the only way, but one of the big ways, giving us terms, munachim, ideas, nodes of perception, places that, and naming things are so important. And in terms of having a spiritual set of options, a palette of things to choose from, we have to have words for it in order to live with it. So we spoke last week about Hitbodedut as a word, as a thing to do that Rabbi Nachman really brought into the world. And of course, personal prayer is always available from the beginning of time. But Rabbeinu said, like, do Hitbodedut. And he's munning us. He's demanding. What's the word for munning? Demanding is not exactly cajole. He like expect. The limit expecting. He's they say to mun somebody.
Encourage. Beckoning, obliging.
Yeah, it's a little stronger than encourage, but not as strong as demanding. Anyway, he wants us to do Hitbodedut, and he's like checking, are you doing it? You know, he's our accountability partner for Hitbodedut.
Highly recommended.
Yeah, highly, right? And he's keeping us accountable. He's keeping us accountable on this. And so now also this term in this title of Sefas HaYichud, the language of togetherness, of becoming one, the Sefas HaYichud, that is from Rav Kluger, really, the author of, he didn't pen this book, it was one of his Talmidim, but it's his, as far as I know, he's the one who started speaking about it, that there's a language of yichud, a language of connection, a language of relationship, let's call it. In today's world, they're often drawing the contrast between transactional and relational. You heard this before? Transactional versus relational, different ways of talking, different ways of presenting, you know. Am I doing this as a transaction? Or am I doing this as a building of a relationship, of a connectivity? So Sfas HaYichud is like relational, but more than that, it's Yichud. It's and what he's doing here is he's bringing Anacha in, the Sai, the Krechts. Even just saying the word is Geschmack, the Krechts. So many consonants. The krechts, the Yiddish krechts. If you want to play the violin with a little neshama, it has to have a krechts, right? The clarinet, the saxophone, too. You know, what's that?
But why would he Why wouldn't you want that last one? Why?
Good, very good, very good. So we're going to be learning about this. They said that the krecht is also part, not the only part. Of course, most of life should be sunshine, but also sometimes a rainy day, and we wouldn't have watermelons. It wouldn't be rainy days, right? So there's the krecht is part of this fasa yichud. He's bringing it in to the language of yichud. And we think, well, we have language of yichud is only the happy, sweet, things. He's saying the anacha is part of this fasa yichud. We're going to learn about this. What the today is. Rabbeinu Kodesh diber kam pamim b'devar ke'evei hanefesh. Rabbeinu spoke a lot about pain in the soul. I'm just talking abstractly. I have no idea what he means. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, pain in the soul. Welcome to Olam Hazeh, right? Pain in the soul. It happens. Shouldn't happen, but it happens. Habayim ad zaka ugnicha, that reach a point where we just cry out, or the krecht. Gnicha is another word. Gnicha. I'm not going to get it like yagon, va'anacha, etc. So sometimes the pain itself just comes out. I have to krecht. And sometimes the pain is buried, and I need to unearth it through the krecht. I need to actively krecht, right? Sometimes it just happens. The pain just pushes me there. I'm off the cliff. I'm krechting. And sometimes I'm in like whiteout land. I can't feel anything. I don't know what's going on anymore. And I have to krecht, right?
Subtracting.
Suppressing.
Suppressing. It's like, you have to. We're trying to keep it down.
Rabbi Hunter.
Sweatshirts. Right, you have to remember all these good ones. My goodness.
Rabbi Hunter.
Like some, what do you call it? Attire. What's the word for a clothing line? Like some.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Miriam, Salam, yes.
Many years ago, Mayor was speaking somewhere. Mayor Buchatzira, and there was a woman there. She was Jewish and had converted to Christianity. I don't know exactly how he found this out. And then she gave like a anacha, a sigh, and he turned to her and he said, "You sigh like a Jew," and she was like in total shock.
That's very Rabbi Meir. I can completely see him saying that.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. You sigh like a Jew. I'm just Gewalt. Kigoin mashkos b'sichas Haran. Pamachas Samarti, the fun of it we have in Sichas Haran, Sicha 302. One time I stood before him, Vehuzal Hayamunach al mitaso. The Rebbe was lying down in his bed. One of these amazing lines from Rabbeinu. Der Iker is mi beten she'oil shivati. Essence of life, the essence of everything is that from the belly of hell I cry out. The essence of everything, said the Rebbe. Now this is a pasuk, they bring the brackets. Mikra zeu lashon Yonah hanavi. Yonah said this when he was in the belly of the whale, right? B'yos b'mei hadaga. And Kutemaran, he says, even if you're in the basement of hell, the sub-basement, SB, right? And you're stuck, and there's no air conditioning, and the elevator's not working. Oy, oy, oy. Don't give up. You can call out even from there. And strengthen yourself in whatever you're able to. There is no yesh, no matter what goes over you. And Rav Nosson on this, Rav Rabbeinu's top chassid, Rav Nosson, Sternhartz, Rav Nosson said, what's our issue? Why don't we do this? It's because we think we're lower than that.
Right.
We think, like the Rebbe is saying, as low as you go, you can always cry out to Hashem. What do we say back? Yeah, but The people who are low, those are the high people. I'm like so low.
I need to laugh.
And Talad below is, right? Like I can't even, right? The Rebbe wasn't. That's why he's saying the ikr is mi beten shol shivati, right? When you want to lift a building, you have to lift it up from the foundations that are in the earth, deep, and that. Otherwise, you only take up the top floor. You know, we want to lift your life up. You have to know this, and it's so hard for us to know it because we don't want to. We'd rather be like Yonah was for a while, asleep in the bottom of the ship. He went to sleep, right? This is that we're reading this on Yom Kippur. He went to sleep. So much easier. We're going to learn about anacha in a minute. The anacha, different kinds of anacha. The part of the Indian, there's an anacha. There's a numbing out. Chavra, going asleep in the ship can look like doom scrolling. Going asleep in the ship, falling asleep at the bottom of the ship can. And not that I'm saying we're allowed to chill out. Chas v'sholom, I'm not against.
Not to deal with emotions.
Yeah. When it's too much, when it's been 5 hours, lichayra, that's allowed. You didn't really need 5 hours of scrolling, right? Like there's such a thing as relaxing. Vadai, I'm all about relaxing. Right? There's such a thing as relaxing. So important. The world is meant to be. We're supposed to enjoy from the world, but not to use the world as, when, like I say, when you're 1 year old, you use your thumb like this, and when you're 50, you use it like this. It's the same thing. You're just pacifying. You're pacifying yourself. Then you have a little more, complicated form of pacifying, but it's the same issue. It's a security blanket. It's a numbing out, and it's going away from life. It's you could lose years of life, mamish, decades of life can go by. Just it's really like and so the Rebbeinu is saying, hey, you're in the lowest place. Mi beten sha'ol shivati. You can cry out from there. You're never too low. We think no. He was talking to the people who are like in the upper part of Gehenna. I dug a new place. There's a place no one's ever even heard of this place. The pit that I'm in. As we were saying last week, nobody knows. The darkness is because nobody knows. The Rebbe's like right there in the middle. It's like, I know. I felt the pain too, but you can cry out to Hashem from here. You can, You're like, no, don't say that. Pass me my phone. Get me the ice cream, the Doritos, the whatever, right? Okay. B'chein, Kasav. Rabbeinu also said, Sicha Saran, Sicha 129. Afilu k'shenofim v'famim yatoch refesh v'tich shekash l'mod latzeit misham. Person, sometimes we get bogged down in garbage, refuse. Shekash l'mod latzeit misham becomes very hard to get out. It's like a swampy kind of a situation. Quicksand. Can't pull out. How do I get out of this? Tzoakim v'atzoakim v'tzoakim. Mishreibt and mishreibt and mishreibt. Cry out and you cry out and you cry out. And God, we have a Rebbe who speaks about this. Mokum Acher Katav, another place, Chaim Moran, 411. Echad man sheshlameno yakovel fanav shachar chilas geshevel mitas ukolam hashenu rotzel ledaber is diburim. So his brothers became karvel avodas ve'en yachol liftach es piv klal. The Rebbe, I have my dinner. I lie on my bed. I want to talk to Hashem, right? The Dimasi Arsi I am say, like David Melech says, I wet my bed sheets with tears of davening. I want my Hitbodedut. I want to have Hitbodedut. I want to talk to Hashem in bed, which is actually it can be the different strokes for different folks. It can be a good, really great place for Hitbodedut. But this chassid was complaining. I'm in bed and I'm not able to say anything. Just doesn't go. Yeah. So what should you do? You can't talk, but you can breathe. We're going to speak about this more. I just want to get in the sources and do the text inside, and we're going to speak a lot about this. A lot of Torahs and Kutim Iran. Here they say Torah Hey, it's a typo, it's Torah Chet. Torah number 8 in the first section of the Quran, and Torah 22, paragraph 4, and Nun Vav, etc., and Kuf Tes. And the one that they quote here is from Chaim Moran Lamed Zayin, Ki be'anacha shenanach oisatz mo birya chadasha. When you do a real sigh, it's not something that gets you lower, it makes you to like a new creature, like a birya chadasha. Sha'yedei anacha shenanach al avonosav, when I sigh about the negatives that I've done, matiras atzmo, mishorish hatuma, I untie myself, I detach myself from the root of impurity, umekasher atzmo, and I tie myself in l'shorish hakedusha, to the root of holiness. And here already is a beginning of an understanding of the anacha, because there's two kinds of anacha. In Torah Ches, the Rebbe says that there's an anacha which not every sigh helps, as I'm sure you've experienced. Sometimes we sigh and it just feels worse, right? You know do you know this joke? Alta Yid is on a train and he just keeps saying again and again, "Oh, you might thirsty. Oh, you might thirsty." You heard this joke? He says, "Oh, you might thirsty. Oh, you might thirsty." Rav Shalom told the joke. Did Rav Shalom tell the joke? Yeah. Oh. Everyone's around listening to this guy. And like, the one guy gets up and brings him, like, he goes to the snack shop and he brings him a bottle of water. And he says, "Here you go, sir. Some water." He says, "Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much." A few minutes later, they hear him saying, "Oh, was I thirsty." Oh, Chaim. so this is our thing. Like, we know sometimes the anacha just makes it even, like, really carve in the pain strong. So, like, build the neural pathways. Like, yeah, things are terrible. They're so terrible. Even when they're good, they're terrible. Yes. So Gewalt. Because what's the idea is that the sigh that comes from negativity is, like we said, it's like the same idea as the numbing out, right? I'm used to this. It's what I'm comfortable with. I don't really know how to experience life without correcting of some of the negative side of correcting. I don't know how to, like, just enjoy the ride. You know, all I know to say, all I know is, like, this is wrong and that's wrong, right? There's a really nice Jackie Mason routine about a guy in the restaurant also. To put me in the corner table, it's the wrong place, the window's open, these people that talk, what happened to the portions? You used to have portions, anyways, etc. You know, you can't, like a Jew in the restaurant, you know, like you can't, it's like a fuss the whole time. You can't just, yes, you can enjoy the soup, like, you know. Chaim.
Well, that's like Golos mentality.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
We say krechts.
Yes. There's a krechts from that is from the dark side. There's a dark side. This is what we're going to be learning about, is the krechts. According to Rabbeinu, the krechts is actually a superpower that we have. A good krechts is an amazingly powerful, wonderful thing. A healthy krechts, the good krechts. We're going to be learning what's the difference. The difference is, like we're saying, the unhealthy krechts, the dark krechts.
The dark side of the krechts. the famous pink Floyd. See you on the dark side of the krechts.
Come on, we gotta record it. Use the krechts.
It's part of our fiber.
Yeah.
That's the way we're wired.
100%.
And
Now he's
But we can use it latoif. We can use it latoif and lamutov. We can use it mamish. It
takes a few generations of.
Chaz Hashem, we're sitting in Yerushalayim Kodesh, and that this is our generation's job. This is push this. I really believe this is our generation's job. Exactly our generation's job to decrechts. It's exactly our generation. We still have our issues. We still have a lot of trouble out there right now, and yet there's also a lot of little bit light. We're in Yerushalayim. We're learning Torah b'Rabbim. We're in an amazing room. Thank you, Judy. We're in an amazing space. Thank you, Solo. Because we're in an amazing place, and we can learn to do a good krecht. So the positive krecht, so meaning to say, there's a krecht of just you know how bad this is. I heard Reb Shlomo. I was listening to Reb Shlomo late at night last night. Reb Shlomo said, someone said, "Nachamu, nachamu, ami." Like, you know, he says, sometimes you give somebody nechama by telling them how much worse it is elsewhere. You know, like you think you have it bad. You know, I'll tell you about bad. And you can make a person feel better that way, but it's not a nice way. Just nachamu, nachamu. We say it twice. Is I want nechama made from nechama, not nechama that's made from things being worse. Right? This is a good word. Nachamu, nachamu. Give me nechama that's made out of nechama, please. You know, not the artificial. So yeah, basically speaking, the act of a krecht is a relaxation. It's a deep breath, and it's a relaxing into something. But what are you relaxing into, and what are you expressing? So when you're expressing a hopelessness, which is how we're used to, which is how we've had thousands of years of, etc. Right? The krechts, that is the dark krechts, the dark side of the krechts. That so where's the relaxing? All we have is a tub of ice cream, v'chule. You know, there are many flavors. It might even be ice cream. Whatever's your thing, you know. What can we relax into given how terrible things are? Whatever, something that's going to numb me out. You hear the thing? That's krecht's negative, comfortably numb. That's krecht's negative. I'm reaffirming again how terrible things are, and therefore all I have is whatever, and it's never going to really fill me anyway, so that itself isn't right. And the truth is, the Rebbe says in Torah 8 in the Kudimaran that it's gadol b'shaitoi. For like a little while, it may work. I may feel like, you know, I'm getting my fix, you know. And we get some kolach, and it seems like that's the world. That's what the world is about. And then, you get into whatever it is, you know. But it doesn't work for the long run. It's gadol b'shato. For a little bit of time, it lifts you up, gives you the numbness you want, but it doesn't really, long run, doesn't really help. The Anacha de Kedusha is, oh Hashem, I forgot how much you love me. I forgot how wearing a kippah is so. Did I tell the story about my kippah? I had this experience a few weeks ago now. It's maybe a couple of months ago. Shabbos morning. I'm just repeating it for my own chizuk. Shabbos morning, I woke up and I was able to experience great joy of putting on my yarmulke, putting on my kippah. And for me, this was like, yes. This was like months of work to get to that point. Maybe more, maybe a couple of years. To actually be happy about the small, where our happy bar is too high. We're setting the bar too high. What's that? It was a lot of learning and a lot of davening.
Learning why you went?
Learning, not just specifically about kippah, learning about the reality that at every second I am giving Hashem nachas. It's the one thing we don't want to hear. Right? Every second, just being here, just being in Eretz Yisrael. You know, the Shlach HaKadosh says, the mitzvah of Yishuv Eretz Yisrael is mitzvah every second. It's a mitzvah tamidis. It's a mitzvah every second. And he says, Nafka mina, what should you learn from that? Simcha shel mitzvah. You have a reason to be happy every instant that we're here. Every instant, just being in Eretz Yisrael. Mamish. So, but we want to look at the chisaron. We want to look at the lack. We're used to that. We're comfortable with that. We're comfortable with the pain. That's what I'm used to. What'll happen if I open the curtains and let some sunlight in and stuff, enjoy wearing a yarmulke, enjoy dressing tsanua, enjoy Shabbos, whatever it is. What will happen? What will happen to me? Like, I don't know. It's like the unknown, right? So it takes a lot of work to like boldly go there, to boldly go to experiencing the nachas that you give to Hashem. You have to be very bold. Everything in the world tells you anything but that, anything but that. No. It's what you can, okay, maybe every 6 or 7 years when you do a siyum hashas, you can have 30 seconds of joy, but then get right back to being serious and heavy, Or maybe, when you donate $500,000, you build a hospital. Now you could, no. That you could be happy for 5 minutes, but then, right, wearing a yarmulke? What are you, a fool? But the mamish, it's one of these situations where it's exactly fakert, the exact opposite. Like, people who aren't happy for wearing a yarmulke are foolish. Like, how many Jews in the world, how many human beings in the world, and how many Jews, and how many within the Jews that wear kippah, just sanua? How many of us? Like, tiny. We are Hashem's people. It's like, hey, I'm proud. Like pride. The Yenim, they can have pride, but we can have Selachim. Okay, I'm saying everybody should be b'simcha. We love everybody, but I'm saying that can be proud to wear kippah. The simcha. It's a simon of a connection to the Riva and Halamim. Mamish. So the sigh is, I forgot that everything here, even though I can't explain how, everything here is for the good. You made the world out of love, and you love me. And I forgot all the goodness that I have. I said Moed Ani this morning. I made a bracha on this cup of water. I'm breathing air. And then you can relax into Hashem. This is something, it's a superpower, Chevra. And you can get it because Rabbi Nachman told you can do it. Now, don't take this anacha because Leibish told you in a shir. I didn't tell you anything. I'm just the shliach. Rabbeinu Nachman ben Fega told you at any moment in your life, you can sigh and everything is literally okay. You can remember that everything is be'emes okay. You can step outside of the entirety of all the mishigas, all measurable things in this world, and step into the infiniteness of your connection with Hashem. All it takes is one deep breath and a heilige, gute Kraft. Let's do one together. One more time. Okay, third time. It's very lamaisa, Chaver. We're talking about Gan Eden. It's not so far away. Amazing. It's amazing. It is incredible. One of the biggest gifts Rabbeinu is giving us is the krechts, the holy krechts. And you see how much better it is than the krechts of just going back to the ice cream never, This, you can really relax into, like, let go and let God, right? What's that?
Breathe in and breathe out.
Yeah, you can just, yes, even just that, a deep breath.
You eat ice cream, you can't breathe.
You're not even breathing, you're too much, right? You're too much focused on, This is real goodness. That is forever and will energize you. And you'll never feel bad, like, oh, I had like 5 krechts on that day. You'll never feel bad. It didn't add any calories. It did nothing. Other Rabba, it added some pep in your step, some sparkle in your eye. Yeah.
Well, because it's really cool, right? Things that we feel are troubling us, like the disconnection, and when you breathe neshama,
Neshima.
Right, you're able to like tap into that pure, point that's connected to Hashem, that everything's okay, and so being able to break through those klipots.
Yes.
Be like, oh yeah, coming back.
Mamish, and it's exactly breaking through the klipot, and it's davka pre-verbal, because there is no explanation for what the beep is going on. There is no one's going to put on a blackboard and give me explanation. But a sigh, is real. It's in your body, and you know it. Your neshama waiting for it. Yeah.
When I'm praying, and my mind gets in the way, reality gets in the way.
Yeah. A deep breath. Oh, thank you. Amazing.
So simple.
To get out the mind, that the hamster starts running, and the mind is just zooming around. That's it. Oh, that's the Hashem. It's so good. It's so amazing. Just deep breath, deep breath. The same thing that we would want our own children to know, that Abba, Ima, I'm with you wherever you are. Just take a deep breath. Remember, I'm with you. Like, of course. Like, it's so simple, so elegant, it's so real, so life-giving.
Levish.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of somebody very specific who is constantly crafting, and this person doesn't understand the difference between the two types of crafts. How do I help this person? This is really serious. It's really, really serious.
The person has to be open. You can't force.
They want to, they just don't understand how.
Look, first of all, this year is going on YouTube. She's saying she has a friend who's constantly crechting in the bad way. And how can we take her that krechts and put it in the mikveh? How can we?
Mamish, like the head is full of critical negativity and hopelessness, and this person is constantly saying, I'm alone in this world, even though this person is complaining to so many different friends and family members that it's like, how are you obviously not? It's just it breaks my heart, and I don't know. Yeah.
Listen, I mean, look, you can actually, if she would be open to it, like you can, excuse me, this shear is going to be on YouTube with the video, and maybe that would help. There's one thing to just open, like just learn about it intellectually, and then try it. The whole yofi of a good krechts is that it's somatic, it's body, it's a body healing. This is not like CBT.
Yeah.
This is you're in you. This is like, and
the thing is, this person is not like, they're not intellectually in that place where
even
they can process. Yeah, they're so emotionally entangled in their own problems and misery that it's like, it just feels endless. I just daven for this person every day that the Hashem should send them a refuah nafshis, but it's just like, they constantly reach out to me for support, and instead of listening to it, I'm trying to tell them to redirect, to positive, it just back to the negative and the critical, and I'm alone. And it's like, I don't know what to do.
Whoa, I hear you. It's yeah.
I guess maybe we can all just have this person in mind. I'm not going to say the name because somebody might know the person, but like just this unknown person who is really suffering, to allow them to go into the positive crafts, like the life affirming crafts, to allow them to shift.
Amen. We're having them in mind 100%.
Yeah,
bring it to,
get elevated out of the clipos.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't live in Eretz Israel, but no, it's
Oh, well, that's 1-8 says to come here. But says somebody here wants to offer something. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'd love to hear.
It's just one patient on a monitor for O2 oxygen saturation, and I'd see the numbers going down. I would just go like this to them and have them do it. And then I'd look at them and
We'll go up. Yeah.
Like a biofeedback type of thing.
Such a simple thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because because the mind sounds like this person, like on the mind level, that's something Rav Nosson speaks about in Likutei Halachos. What's that? Yeah, makes the blood flow. Just breathing, and also just doing mitzvahs sometimes. Doing chesed, doing mitzvahs, getting out of yourself, because it sounds like the mind is running in circles a lot.
100%. It's all encompassing, and people call this person a narcissist, and I try to explain to others, like, they're not a narcissist, they're just in pain, and unfortunately it masquerades as narcissism because it's always about themselves. They can't see beyond. It's very,
I hear you.
It's mamish. It's a hard matzav. Okay, Hashem will help, but the person has to really want it. That's the
They have
problem.
to want it. Yeah.
Something about this. Once I heard this from Rabbi Wallerstein that sometimes a person is like in a pit, like the way you're describing this particular person,
Yeah.
and the only way to get them out is literally like two people have to come in and literally schlep them out. Like they can't make that first move themselves until one or two other people come and do it for them, and then
Yeah.
they
No,
kind of
I think this person has been so reliant on others that they really need to let themselves out. I think
We
it's
gotta
it's
get
the
back
ultimate
we
lesson.
gotta get back to
Yeah.
this year. I'm
Sorry.
sorry. It's
Yeah.
fine.
No.
No, I said the opposite.
Miriam, we're going back to this year now. Okay. So v'hadvarim hakedoshim hinam kipshutam mamish. These holy things, these holy words that the Rebbe is teaching us are very simple. This is not like an abstract thing. It's literally like we just did those three breaths. Vafhem yusadim al inyan yichud kedusha Hitbodedut. Also built on this idea of yichud, right? That again, what we said at the beginning, that we're bringing the sai into the sfat hayichud, into this like relational, connective unification with Hashem in our davening. Shegam kasher matzu Yehudi b'matzavei nefesh ele ba el Hashem yisbarach. That even when I'm in a situation, because what prompts the krecht is pain. What prompts it is disappointment. Is sometimes it's a very heavy realization about a multi-year deep, at this point, unclear how to solve issue like you're talking about, or whatever it is, and it's just like, wow. And so the idea here is to bring it in to your connection with Hashem, bring it into your davening. Don't leave it out. Don't say, oh, when I come into Hitbodedut, I have to present as like the good boy with the apple for the teacher. I can come in with my pain and do the krechts and connect, right? And bring the krechts in to the Hitbodedut, yeah? Ba el Hashem Yisbarach, gam sheyudi matzui b'matzavei nefesh elev. When we're in a dark, tough place, we come into, we bring that into these Hitbodedut too. Klamar sheyesh adam haret ikar chayav b'yosav b'mochin d'gadlut. Some people see their lives, they make a divide. When am I really alive is when I'm in a good place, when I'm in a expanded consciousness. Ve'ilu matzavei hakatnus v'atohu, but when I'm in a constricted, chaotic place, kenimchakim mechayav. It's like all that time is like erased. It's like doesn't count. You could like look at the timeline of Leibish's life. These bits of time count, and all these long stretches that don't count. Like they're it's like as if I wasn't alive then, right? Umutav shelo ba'u l'olam klal. Would have been better for those parts of my life never to have occurred, never to even existed. Bosh bahem. Person is ashamed of all of large chunks of their life, large chunks of the way they function in the world. Ve'ena rotzeli rot atzmo, doesn't want to see himself in that place, doesn't want to like look at themselves in the mirror that sometimes I'm in that place, right? Beit kazot eno bal el atzmo umistager gam im bnei beito. When I'm in that dark place, I don't really confront myself and relate to myself. Mistager gam im bnei beito. I shutter myself up. I close myself up from the people around me, whatever that looks like. Doritos, whatever. Ben & Jerry's, scrolling, whatever. I disappear, right? Bathroom, whatever. I disappear, right? And the kavachomer shalozu ha'etcher telling and certainly I'm not going to go do Hitbodedut right now. Like I'm in my my cocoon, like in the negative sense. I'm in my regression, right? I'm in my numbing out place. This is not like, of course, had nothing to do with Hashem, right? But even other people, even my own self, I'm just like trying to just get out of here. Ach, Rabbeinu Kodesh melamed shegam oisan hashoes. Even those hours, I'm just having a memory of one day in Ramat Beit Shemesh, shopping on Chol HaMoed, Erev Simchas Torah, Erev Shmini Atzeret. And it's like around 12, 1 o'clock. The sun is beating down. The stores are all safuf. I'm trying to push this cart out over to get it to a place where I could like unload. I think whatever. and the Sephardi guy looks at me like this this Zaken Kadosh Sfaradi. This is one of the best parts of Eretz Yisrael. All these different Jews, he looks over at me and he says, אתה יודע, כתוב, והיית אח שמח. אח שמח. זאת אומרת, גם כשמצב של אח, אבל שמח. Like amazing. Like this little Eliyahu Navi just like showed up, on the side of the road, Yeah, v'hayita ach sameach literally means you shall be only happy, right? V'samachta b'chagecha, v'hayita ach sameach. And the word ach is also like ach, like when things are hard, right? So even when you're in a situation of ach, but have simcha with that too, right? Ach. By the way, ach is gematria 21, which is Shem Ekia, Aleph Hey and Yud and Hey, which is a very high name of Hashem that represents Klipa Hakadma Pri. That whenever you're going to a new place, there's always the peel. There's always there's the peel of the fruit. They have to get through to get to the tangerine, to get to the watermelon. There's a peel on the outside. It protects it, right? At the beginning, it's hard. It doesn't taste good. It's bitter how to get through this, right? Ach samech about l'chaim. Shemekia, I will be. It's the future. It's movement forward. Becoming. The Heilige becoming. If someone said, who are your real friends? If someone said, and this goes to God too, Yedid Nefesh, Hashem, who are your real friends? He says, there are people who love you when you're a grape, and there's people who will love you when you become wine. But your real friends, the one who love you when you're like you're just like you're in the in-between stage, you're smushed. you're filled with all kinds of stuff, and that is going to become garbage, and you're alcoholizing. What's that word? You're fermenting. You're fermenting, right? Yeah, Gewalt, right? Those are your real friends. Hashem is with you there. Hashem is that. It's lech lecha. Hashem is with you in the process, right? Whole Yiddishkeit starts.
Katish, right? Katish, like the anavim and the olives. Yeah.
Yes. Katish, yeah.
Katish, I think. Yeah.
Ach, Rabbeinu Kodesh Malamed, Shagam Oisan Shois Chaim Hema. Rabbeinu is teaching you those hours, those hard hours are also life. Don't discount. Jews are always looking for discounts, but don't discount those parts of your life, those times of your life. They are chaim. They are part of your life, and you can do Hitbodedut in that dark place. Tell Hashem all about how dark it is. Hashem, I can't remember a thing. I can't even remember what I was thinking 5 minutes ago. I'm in such darkness. I'm such constrictedness. I wish I was better putting myself to sleep. Whatever you want to say. Yeah.
So also like anxiety, part of it is like, oh, it's always going to be this way. It's always going to be bad.
Right.
It's never going to get better. I'm never going to feel healthy.
Right.
God forbid someone feels sick.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And but the higher consciousness is to know that, okay, it's just temporary.
Yes.
It's gonna pass.
Exactly.
You're going to feel good again, and to get out of that.
Right? Exactly. These two shall pass, and that's what the Anacha takes you. We can step out. Your soul is that big. Your soul is part of the infinite Hashem, and you can step there. You can the neshama, that deep breath, and the holy krech. You can go there anytime you want. Says Rabbi Nachman ben Fega. So we gotta, sure.
The Yanuka says that when feeling anxiety, you should say a bracha on the summon. Because you're getting that.
Also breathing in the neshama get up there.
Yeah.
I remember that during the war he was saying that.
All the time. And if you're feeling anxiety, just say the bracha. You could say it as many times. I think it's once an hour. You could say it. The bracha.
Yeah, very good. So now, Dina Cohen. So now, just sending the link to somebody. So now, he continues and says, those are also life. Gam az there is a pathway to come to Hashem, bis yakadus dikdusha, in this unifying, in this holiness. You can cry out, sigh. These are also things that you can do. The Rebbe, our Hitbodedut includes all the colors of life, every part of life, mamish. Next page. Right, where are we? Yeah. He gives the example of Reb Noson's prayer. We're going to go a little over time because we started like almost half an hour late. We're going to still go another maybe 10, 15 minutes. I hope it's okay with everybody. Reb Noson, he says, he didn't say which tefillah this is from, but it's in Likutei Tefillas. We've already accepted upon ourselves that we will call out to you always. Right? This is a prayer to Hashem. Here I am. I'm doing what I took on. Here I'm crying out to you from this incredibly lowly place. Right? Like at the beginning, when we're in the belly of the whale. Then too, and then Rabbeinu said that's the ikar. That's how we can lift everything up. Only if we go dig to the lowest and believe that from there we can connect. Hashem, I'm in the middle of scrolling. I can't even stop. I'm talking to you with a mouthful of Doritos, but I know that you don't mind my bad breath. Because I'm your child. And it's true. And it's true. If we fell into such low place, now when we're so close to Mashiach, it's darkest right before dawn, right? We're Gewalt. Don't have to explain that. It's darkest just before dawn. And then that means also personally, not just nationally, personally. To such lowly, incredibly difficult places, we thank God we have the Baal Shem Tov, we have Rabbeinu to talk to make it, to open up on this and talk about this and tell you you're in the belly of the whale. That's fine. That's the essence of life, is to know you can connect to Hashem even from there. Somatically, with your breath, your mamish, and everything really does become okay, not in the way that's explainable. In your breath, in your being. We fell into such places that the Jewish people have never fallen into such darkness. He's talking 200 years ago, right? Before the Holocaust, before everything that we're going through these last few years. We've fallen wondrously. The fall is like Pele, how dark, how deep, how even so, we're not giving up, chas v'shalom, b'shum ofen b'olam klal, ki k'rav tachtanu, you promised that you will bring us back. So open the mouth of a mute person like I. Send me some words. This is one of the cool things about Hitbodedut, is you can do Hitbodedut about Hitbodedut. Send me some words, right? And so David HaMelech, we learned way back when, David HaMelech, till 27, says, my heart speaks to me, the Hashem speaks to us through our heart. Send me some words, from your place in heaven. And then you get even a little feisty. Do it in a way that I'm going to be able to win you over. I'm going to be able to change this darkness and bring some Yeshua. To appease and bring goodness. Right? That's the Gemara says in Pesachim, Rabbi Nachman spoke a lot about it. Lamanatseach Mizmor, that Zamru Lami Shemenatzchim Oso V'Sameach. Sing to the one, to Hashem, who you win him over, and he's so happy, because that was his kavanah the whole time, right? We're going through the ach, we're going through the klipa, kadma lepri, we're going through the peel. It's achi, it's uchi, and but his kavanah the whole time was for you to win. It was for you to daven strong and get out of the bad mood, get out of the net, and even bring about an actual palpable answer to your prayers. Zat Hashem, amen. Now it's true. Now he like zooms over to the other side of the pendulum, right? There's one side which is, I don't want to bring this negative into my Hitbodedut. I'm ashamed of it. I don't talk to anyone when I'm there, etc. Right? And now he speaks about a whole other thing that and you know, my friend of Shmuel Braun. I was in touch with him last night. Also, he's the greatest. Rabbeinu Shmuel Braun. You can find him online. He has great Torah. He's amazing. He's in New Jersey. Tinek, Lev Ladas, his Heilig Shul, a shtibel, a modern day Hasidic shtibel. So he says his tagline on WhatsApp is, "Do I contradict myself? I contain multitudes." I think that this is a It's in the north. Oh, my goodness, I haven't heard that sound in my day. So it's a cracked. The phone was cracking. So this is he says, I think he's quoting Walt Whitman on that, the poet Walt Whitman. He likes quoting Walt Whitman. So it's a contradiction. On the one hand, we don't want to bring the decadent into our Hitbodedut. On the other hand, and both are true, we also kind of feel like it's only real Hitbodedut when I'm like crying and in the lowest place, right? It's also true. Also, we don't want to bring it in, and we think that's the main thing. Say that. It's a contradiction. What? Yeah.
You don't talk when you just let your mind just go.
It can be.
Like, why can't I just sit in the quiet and let Hashem put into me like the...
Yes, absolutely. Daniel, Shalom Aleichem. This class is going a little extra, but you can sit with us for a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes, like if, as you wish. You can sit, you could go, whatever you want. Yeah.
Maybe the quiet is much
What?
better. Dance classes.
Oh. Okay, so maybe we'll end in now.
Okay.
Should we just end now? We should probably just end now. Okay, so Deborah, we'll continue the second part of the Anacha and next time. Thought questions just to sum up, just to if anybody has it. Okay, good. We spoke things up pretty well. Okay, L'chaim. Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you, Reb Levish.
Yitro.
Shabbos.